Manuel Solano is a Mexican artist currently based in Berlin. They are a transgender, non-binary person, and they have been developing a practice that is based around notions of self-expression and kind of identity politics in a way that is very connected to who they are and the struggles they have encountered over the years. And Manuel was a very promising young artist. And then as a consequence of an HIV-related infection, they became blind. Manuel's practice is based a lot on their memories, visual memories of before becoming blind. And as a young middle-class child, Manuel used to go to the shopping mall with their parents. They would spend time there shopping, going to the food court. So it is a memory of growing up. Glass tiles, neon surfaces. It was the period of postmodernism, so fake surfaces kind of pretending to be marble or other sorts of stones, carpeting. So those materials, of course, are part of the exhibition, and they kind of find their way into the exhibition through the installation which Manuel created specific for Pivô and as a dialogue with the architecture of Pivô, in which a geometric shape is covered in all those materials as a sort of decor extravaganza of those memories that Manuel has of that period.
And not only the materials, but also the colors of the materials, because painting or different textures in painting are really important also for Manuel. So they're also using in the sculpture. So you can see all these different angles and all these different textures and all these different colors that build the sculpture.
Another memory that is tied to Manuel's childhood is that of leisure days at the community pool. Time spent with Manuel's family by the pool as a kid, as I don't know, a 7-year-old person playing with a dinosaur in the kids' pool, splashing while Manuel's parents sit by a lounge chair in the pool. So those memories also find their way into the exhibition. On one hand, on a painting, of course, a painting of 3 lounge chairs. They're empty. We don't know who could be there. There's no other reference to people. It's just the architecture. In that painting, the protagonists are the chairs, are the decorative elements, those kind of very sci-fi loungy chairs in which people could just relax for the whole afternoon. But those lounge chairs also become a sculptural element in the exhibition. Of course, that the visitors can use, they can lounge on those chairs if they want, as Manuel once lounged on those chairs. As an emerging artist and as a painter at the time, becoming blind meant that their practice had to change. And the way they work right now is a response to how their life changed as a consequence of losing their sight. So when you look at Manuel's paintings, if you look close enough, you'll see some little holes in them, because the way that Manuel paints is with their hands. So Manuel applies paint directly to the canvas with their hands. And before that, there is a line that is traced with pins and string that kind of defines the outline of the image that Manuel is going to paint. And then from that outline of an image, Manuel applies paint directly, feeling the pins, feeling the string, and then that's how the image is composed. You have the diptych, which is also at the entrance of the exhibition, and it's positioned on the green wall. And those are two paintings that document Heliplaza, the shopping mall, which gives its name to the exhibition. So there's this atmosphere of an 80s or a 90s shopping mall that is at the entrance of the exhibition. And then, of course, we have the 5 meters painting of Liverpool, probably the most important piece in the exhibition, a 5-meter long painting of a department store in a shopping mall, not Heliplaza, another shopping mall. That piece, which is a 5-meter long painting, Manuel wanted to place it on the curved wall of the exhibition space. So it was both a technical challenge, and it is also a really nice nod to the connection between this project specifically and how it relates to the exhibition space. It is a curved painting that documents a memory of another very iconic space in Manuel's childhood. As we move along the exhibition, we have, for instance, Bangles, which is this painting of the back of a woman with some bangles, kind of in a lobby space, entering. It's very ambiguous. You don't know who that woman is. And to a certain extent, she's not the main character of the painting. The main character of the painting are the decorative elements. Those are the characters of the painting. And then you have Chapoteadero, which is a self-portrait, which is Manuel as a child playing with a dinosaur by a kid's pool. And that's just a beautiful image, you know, the blue in the swimming pool. There's this kind of atmosphere of perfection, you know. It's again,
this frozen moment.
It's this frozen moment, and it's how we reconstruct our memories. Memories always seem kind of ideal when we think about them, you know. They were never ideal, but we tend to make them ideal in our minds. And of course, I think that's a great example of that. Just a kid playing with the dinosaur by the swimming pool. If you look at the sculpture made from decorative elements into the wall, there's again this other painting, which is just a wall with a composition made from glass bricks and 2 vases, and it's just abstract in the sense that it's just decorative elements, but they're very present. They have a story of their own. They have almost a life of their own, and that in dialogue with the sculpture, I think it's a great moment in the exhibition. It's really interesting how paintings achieve different things in the exhibition. There's one painting that depicts a public sculpture, which is a landmark of Manuel's neighborhood when they were growing up, Torres de Satélite, the satellite towers, which is this iconic sculpture and monument of Mexico City and of the modernization of Mexico City. And that vertical line, which is simultaneously urban decor, but also kind of effective architecture, is just like a beautiful kind of metaphor for how Manuel is playing with decor and architectural elements as a way of defining and kind of tracing their own personality, their own memories, and how identity is constructed from all these different elements. One of the most interesting things about this show and about Manuel's practice overall is that it is extremely visual. And I think one of the things that I hope that visitors leave with is that they can think of the possibility of visuality existing without vision. How can we think of visuality as a category without having access to that sense, to the sense of vision? And I think this is one of the most important aspects of the exhibition.